Hello, and thanks for spending the past 20 years with us on News Channel 8. I'm Melanie Hastings.
And I'm Dave Lucas. Boy, how many times do you suppose you or one of our colleagues has uttered that same welcome right here over the past 2 decades?
A lot of time. Actually, we've been doing this for, let's see, 7,300 plus days, I'm told. And that's every day since October 7th of 1991. And that's why we're here right now.
In the next half hour, we want to give our longtime friends and you new viewers as well a taste of what News Channel 8 has been doing all that time.
A whole lot, and also show you how our all news all the time approach has fundamentally changed television news in the nation's most important city.
We introduced zone newscasts, tailored with the stories that most affected the viewers right where they live. We opened news bureaus in the Maryland and Virginia suburbs and in the district, so we covered places every day broadcast stations didn't go unless something bad happened.
Absolutely. And News Channel 8 started the use of local traffic cameras in the city with the nation's worst commute. We all know that well. We showed you the backups long before any other station did. We pioneered weather and traffic together so that you know right away when to tune in to get those regular updates on all the conditions.
But above all, we were always on. Early morning, mid-afternoon, even late night, we were there. And you still don't have to wait till 5, 6, or 11 to get your news. We bring it to you all day and all night.
You're watching News Channel 8.
Welcome back to News Channel 8 on Tour, and now we turn our attention to education in Fairfax County.
Something very important to this county.
A destination for Alexandrians and tourists alike for their wonderful seafood and great steaks.
And I can smell the delicious aromas wafting out of the restaurant now. Makes me hungry.
We were talking earlier, we don't get a chance to do this, Mel and I, very often. 2 of the relatively rare
occasions when we work
right
together.
there.
Yeah, it kind of takes you back. It's very nice.
It sure does.
Well, in honor of our big 20th birthday, that happened October 7th, 2011, Virginia Representative Jim Moran read a congressional proclamation on the floor that day, and we have it right here. And boy, this is impressive, Dave.
It's really very nice, too, and we thank Jim Moran for doing that. And I wonder if you will give me a second here. Point out something that we're particularly proud of, and that is that we're wired to more than 15,000 federal offices in the House of Representatives, Senate, Supreme Court, and the White House. And the congressman went on to say it's become an invaluable resource to all decision makers up on Capitol Hill. It was there very early on that I think in a lot of ways we sort of made our bones around here, because we were available to a lot of people who aren't necessarily from here, but were able to get the real flavor of where they are because of what we were doing from day one.
We thank Congressman Moran for the old tip of the hat for us up on Capitol Hill.
It's very nice.
Yes, it is.
20 years ago, the region's media landscape changed.
The launch of News Channel 8 meant that TV viewers in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia could get the news whenever they wanted it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our Bruce DuPoit takes us back.
The idea started in 1989. Albritton Communications, owner of ABC7, was looking for a way to expand into cable.
We talked internally. We said, let's go ahead and do a business plan, so we did.
But there was a problem. Local cable systems, essential to carrying a new all-news effort, weren't interested.
They said, nope, we don't want to do it. We don't see a utility in it. We don't think it's going to be a success. And we said, well, we don't believe you.
Enter John Hillis. Not only was Hillis involved in the launch of CNN, he also helped run what was then the only local cable news operation in the country, News 12 Long Island. His idea, to provide newscasts tailored to each part of the Washington region, helped get cable systems to support Albritton's vision.
It just kind of hit me, well, why can't we do a Maryland newscast, a Virginia newscast, a DC newscast, and run them simultaneously?
That appealed to the cable operators, and they said, this is something that we think is going to be unique. We'll go ahead and sign on with you.
Our first home was a studio located in a suburban office park in Springfield. The first somewhat bumpy newscast aired October 7th, 1991.
Our challenge on that day particularly was to get everything together and get the systems working. It was just, how do we get to today? And then after that day, it was how do we do tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, and for 20 years.
Being on the air all the time is no easy feat, as News Channel 8's first producers, reporters, photographers, and managers quickly found out.
When you're a smaller station, fewer reporters, fewer live trucks, you have to be scrappy. You have to rely on reporters' wits. You have to rely on people sort of breaking the rules, coming up with ideas at every part of the day, and you rely on the energy of a staff that thinks that anything is possible.
What helped News Channel 8 forge an identity with the public were those localized newscasts, what we referred to as the zones.
The competition was tough, and what we tried to do was to hit them where they ain't, and that was into the localized stories, and that was the other luxury of the zoning concept, was that you could get to the nitty-gritty of a school board or a local county government meeting and be able to know that you're not completely alienating 2/3 of your viewers.
While our 24/7 coverage was our main selling point, News Channel 8 also produced dozens of political debates, town hall programs, documentaries, and an Emmy Award-winning high school football show, along with extended coverage of elections.
Elections were always, presidential elections, gubernatorial, maybe a little bit of Congress as an afterthought, but never did anyone get down to county councils and school boards and state legislatures and things that actually matter to people in individual communities.
We have the ability to do long stories where other people are constrained by a 22-minute newscast. We have the ability to go more in depth. And then we have all of the ancillary products, the eight other local programs with News Talk with Bruce DePoit or Let's Talk Live. Those are unique to News Channel 8, which give in-depth coverage that no broadcast station can provide.
News Channel 8 was also the first station in the region to use traffic cameras.
Prior to News Channel 8, I think the view was that traffic cameras from VDOT or from Montgomery Traffic were, low-quality images, and people wouldn't want to see them. News Channel 8 put them on the air in 1993, and within a couple of years, all of the broadcasters did that.
In 2002, News Channel 8 merged with our sister station, ABC7, and we moved from Springfield to our current home in Roslyn. News Channel 8 was briefly renamed TBD-TV in August of 2010, but in February we decided to go back to our roots and to retake the name that we first introduced to the public more than 20 years ago.
News Channel 8, celebrating 20 years.
I want to congratulate News Channel 8 on their 20th anniversary of reporting on and serving our vibrant metropolitan Washington area community.
I want to wish News Channel 8 a very happy 20th anniversary, commend them for their tremendous work in our community, and we look forward to building a future together, child by child.
Happy 20th birthday, Channel 8.
News Channel 8, celebrating 20 years of covering local news. News Channel 8, celebrating 20 years.
Happy anniversary, News Channel 8.
On behalf of the Fairfax County Police Department, I want to congratulate you on your 20th anniversary and wish you continued success in the future.
20 years of informing the greater capital region. I wish you a happy anniversary and 20 more successful years.
Happy anniversary, Channel 8. It's been 20 great years of local coverage.
Happy birthday, News Channel 8.
News Channel 8, 20 years of covering local news.
All those kind words. It's
Very
really
nice.
very nice. There is nothing for good or for ill that marks, I should say, the passage of time, quite like our hairstyles. Remember that hideous high school picture?
Oh, I don't even remember mine. I don't even want to remember it. But over the last 20 years, well, we've all changed our looks a bit, including me. Take a look. 1991, and big hair reigned supreme. Over to weather now. Kyle Osborne joins us. This was the look I sported at the start of the 90s. My hair certainly had that volume going for it. It wasn't long before bangs entered the picture. Fluffy, flat, or brushed to the side, I wore them all. And I guess you caught it in your hotel room, huh?
I certainly did.
By the mid-90s, it was time to get out the scissors and cut it all off. Short hair was all the rage. And no, it is not your TV set. The color really did change a lot. Perhaps my signature do over the years has been the flip. But lately it's all about sleek. So grab the hot tools, tame the frizz, banish the curl, and try doing that in the wee hours of the morning. Oh yeah, 20
That's the
years.
other thing, right?
We have changed a lot now. I'm thoroughly embarrassed.
I've changed a fair amount too.
Yes, you have.
So,
let's not just pick on me here.
Wow,
Yeah.
and the glasses too. You can use them for scuba diving almost. The first thing that jumps out at me is
darker hair color.
A lot darker. Yeah, the gray hair is.
Gives you that distinguished look.
Hear that, Alexa and Andy? You're responsible for that, I think. 2 kids.
Very nice. A nice full head of hair,
much different. Well, that's the good news. Plenty of events have shaped our world over these past 2 decades.
4 presidents, a host of political scandals, and of course terrorist attacks. They have all changed our lives.
Here are just a look at some of the big stories that we've covered here on News Channel 8 over the past 20 years.
Became even more strained.
This is what will happen to you.
We want O.J. Simpson to put that gun down, to pull over, to give himself up.
We have to build trust in each other. Yes, sir. Spiritual and ethical traditions.
I don't think there is a fancy way to say that I have sinned.
The Honorable George W. Bush.
I was not elected to serve one party, but to serve one nation.
And Dave, what happened when the clock struck 12?
Nothing. Nothing.
Today we've had a national tragedy. 2 airplanes have crashed into the World Trade Center in an apparent terrorist attack on our country.
We would like to find the person or the people responsible for this, arrest them, indict them, and get a conviction.
At around 8:30 p.m. Baghdad time, United States military forces captured Saddam Hussein alive.
I don't see how you can rebuild after something like that.
Americans who sent a message to the world that we have never been just a collection of individuals or a collection of red states and blue states. We are and always will be the United States of America.
When we look to the left, that's when we seen the front car, if you want to call it a car at that point in time. It was straight up in the air, and people were trapped in the train and laying on the ground.
Shortly after 9 p.m., John Allen Muhammad was executed here at the Greensville Correctional Center in Jarrett, Virginia, thereby ending the life of a man who unleashed a trail of terror, forever changing countless lives.
The United States has conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda.
News Channel 8, celebrating 20 years.
I want to congratulate News Channel 8 on 20 outstanding years of service to their community.
Congratulations on your 20th anniversary, and what a reputation you've developed. If you want local news, state news, national news, or international news, there's no better place to go.
Happy birthday, News Channel 8. Congratulations on 20 years of delivering news and analysis.
News Channel 8, 20 years of covering local news.
The following program is a News Channel 8 special presentation.
Man, that takes me back. That was the first live sports event we ever carried on News Channel 8. Hi, I'm Glenn Harris. Hard to believe it's been 20 years since we've been covering sports here in the Washington metropolitan area. As a lifelong resident of D.C., I know being a sports fan in our region has been thrilling and challenging. And believe me, here at News Channel 8 Sports, we're all fans of the games, the teams, and the athletes. We have covered a lot of great moments in 20 years, and the not so great moments also, but one thing remains constant. DC sports fans are among the most passionate and loyal fans you're going to find anywhere in the country. And it's been our privilege to cover the teams, players, and sports you love. Here are just a few of those special moments we covered for you over the past 2 decades right here on News Channel 8.
Harris, good ball into the area. Header, goal! Sonny!
Already put in.
And now, we present the 1978 Washington Bullets World Champion banner. Michael Jordan. The Sixers make some decisions.
Outside, and Brendan Witzman everywhere for Washington to play clear. Ovechkin storming in. Alexander Ovechkin curl and drag to the back end. He scores! Simply sensational!
Rebound, UConn. Denham Brown, 3 to go. Denham Brown, 4-3. No good! By George, the dream is alive.
Looking for screen. She fires. Got it! Holy cow, what a shot!
Deep left center. The ball game is over. Ryan Zimmerman has delivered the happy ending for the Nationals in the first game in their beautiful new ballpark. Ryan Zimmerman with a game-ending home run.
DC sports fans, the next 20 should be just as memorable. I may have a cane, but I'll be here. And as I've been saying over the last 2 decades, I'm Glenn Harris. Good night, and please go in friendship.
News Channel 8, celebrating 20 years.
I remember what I was doing 20 years ago this month. A big shout out to my former co-workers, the originals, Dave, Anisha Mel. I love you, Glenn Harris. Congratulations. Happy anniversary, News Channel 8. 20 years of being Washington's source for live local news.
20 years of informing and entertaining the entire Washington metropolitan area. Congratulations, Channel 8.
News Channel 8, celebrating 20 years of local news.
How nice to see Michael Jackson in that.
I
Wasn't
know,
that
I miss
great?
him.
The good news is you, Glenn Harris, and I have all managed to survive here at News Channel 8 those 2 decades.
That's right, but others, of course, have moved on. So here's a look at where some of those on-air personalities you remember so well are today.
Mike Jackson anchored our very first show the night News Channel 8 went on the air. He stayed with us until 1994. Now he is one of the main anchors at WCMH in Columbus, Ohio. Nathan Roberts was also one of the original anchors on News Channel 8. He started at the station in 1991 and stayed until 2005. He worked for WTOP and as a media training consultant until retiring last year. Frederica Whitfield joined News Channel 8 when it began. She left in the mid-90s to work for NBC News. Since 2002, she's been at CNN in Atlanta. You can catch her every Saturday and Sunday hosting the weekend edition of CNN Newsroom. Michael Kim spent 5 years with News Channel 8. He won an Emmy for his reporting on a sports series called Local Heroes. In 1996, he left News Channel 8 to join ESPN News, where he's still on the air. We've also lost 2 close friends through the years. Siani Lee started on the air at News Channel 8 20 years ago. Lee moved to Philadelphia in 1993 to work for WCAU TV and then KYW TV. In 2009, she was inducted into the Broadcast Pioneers of Philadelphia's Hall of Fame. She died in a car crash in Chester County, Pennsylvania 10 years ago this month. Lee was just 39 years old. Cliff Webb served as an anchor for News Channel 8 until 1997. He left to work in public relations. Webb died after a fight with kidney cancer in January of 2002. Webb was 51 years old.
For about an hour in Virginia. We remember the ones we've lost.
That's for sure.
Well, you've seen what we've done in the past 20 years, so where do we go from here? Well, we do have a few things in the works.
We plan to stick around for a while. Last year, we signed a brand new 10-year agreement with our local cable providers, Comcast and Cox. And our engineers are right now upgrading our control room so that very soon we'll be broadcasting in high definition. And down the road, there are plans to enter agreements with satellite providers, DirecTV, and Dish Network.
Very promising future.
It really and truly is. And because we are on the air every day of the year, perfection isn't always attainable. I guess that's the nice way to put it, right?
Not always, but sometimes we need to just take a step back and have a good laugh. So here's a look at some of the moments that we're not so proud of.
Would you stop that, please? He's over here doing the Macarena while I'm trying to do the sports. I wish you could see Cheetah. Get a shot of Cheetah over here, please. Come on. Lee, can you go ahead, do it. Show him what you were doing.
There was a little disco beat.
Little disco beat, huh? Okay.
Kinda, you know.
The waters have receded in Old Town Alexandria, and now the cleanup's underway. News Channel 8's Janice Thomas spoke with Alexandria's assistant city manager this morning.
Well, Nathan, the sun is shining. The waters have receded. It's pretty much let me start again. 3, 2, 1.
Well, we're going to get back to Janice, I think. We're now going to return to Alexandria with News Channel 8's Janice Thomas.
Well, Nathan, the sun is shining. The waters have receded. It's pretty much let me start again. 3, 2, 1.
And again, we didn't quite get that right, did we?
Croatian officials say that their massive 3-day assault against Serbs in Krajina region is over, but the potential remains for another military showdown as waves of Yugoslav troops are reportedly headed toward Croatia.
Now, the idea is to discourage criminals from coming through this door.
Larger election in November, like for a presidential or a county council or a county...
Excuse me, I thought I'd get in here.
Pardon me.
As soon as we talk to Mr. Sims, go ahead. What's happening?
Yeah, so anyway, we're trying to...
I'm literally sitting on the edge of my chair here because the hydraulics of this chair...
At any second, Ron could disappear beneath the horizon. There he goes. Quick, Ron.
The incredible shrinking chair.
Away to the board, quickly.
Ain't this fun? I think it's in need of repairs.
Shrinking temperatures, shrinking meteorologist at the same time.
What's the best thing you could ever get your dad for Father's Day? A cool tie or a good book? How about the very first shot at a brand new golf course? That is exactly what Kristen Pena won for her dear dad, David. Kristen's a third grader at Charles Drew Elementary. She won an essay contest. Kristen also says the day of golf will give Dad a nice break from all the hard work he does for the family. You're a mean man. We've got to go.
Oh, gosh.
There's nothing worse
Funny
when you start
stuff.
that, right?
Gotta love those bloopers. Lots of great memories there, and it was definitely fun looking back.
It was a lot of fun. And we hope that you will keep watching. More News Channel 8 history yet to be written. And by the way, thanks so much for watching.